6 USY, Delta Mike 06.
Good evening, Aaron. K6USY, KM6SRR.
Good evening.
I picked up a couple of my cables, the ones that go from the radios to the computer today, and I got a 12-volt adapter for the laptop, but I had to cheat. I ordered one for an HP, over.
Oh, interesting. And, yeah, it sounds like, hold on. Okay. Sorry, and it sounds like Ron's in there, too. I don't know if he can hear you. Go ahead, Ron.
I only hear you. There's other people out there. Well, I'm just kind of aimed in between you and Mike. KJ6TYO, Charlie Mike 96.
Yeah, Rob, is your amp on?
Oops, forgot.
Can you hear him now?
Yeah, that had the squelch up.
Well, that would do it.
Okay, now I have the amp on. It took a while to turn it on there, but I rotated the antenna more towards Ron's direction, over.
Yeah, you're 5'9" plus. I think you're 20 over here.
Thank you, Ron, for that report. KM6SRR.
Yeah, Rob, how much power are you running with the amp off? I'm assuming you're only running, what, like 5-10 watts?
Nope, I think it's 100. Let me look.
With the amplifier off? Really?
Oh, no, I turned it down, and I leave it always turned down. I think I'm down to 35 watts.
Yeah, that sounds more like it. I was like, you most likely would not be driving your amp with 100 watts.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, normally it puts out 100, but let me look at it and see here. Well, it's not as easy as 9700. I don't know where the wattage thing is, but I do remember turning it down.
Are you on the 9700, or I thought you were on the other radio for 2 meters?
Yeah, I am. I'm on the 9100, and the 9700 is a lot easier. You just tap that window, and it tells you instantly what you got. Oh, yeah, I got knobs down here. Yeah, I've got it turned about halfway, so I'm about 40 watts.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So don't feel bad, Ron.
Copy that. I got his name wrong. Okay, very good. Yeah, it sounded like I heard Dave in there, LOL, off the back.
No, but I'm hearing some LA guys through Mike's rig. If it was LOL, I would hear him.
Okay, yeah, I just turned back to down towards LA.
Yeah, I don't know which way Mike is pointed, because we still haven't gotten the computer in the barn fixed, because Frank has been, out of commission.
Yep, that poison oak and the eye stuff's not very good.
I just cut all that junk down.
Well, that sounds like Dennis there is giving off some numbers.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. As I said, I don't think Mike is pointed down south, so I'm hearing it through his radio off access, and of course the people on the stream are hearing it too.
Yeah, I'm going up towards Dennis right now.
Oh yeah, no, it does sound like Dennis.
How you doing, Dennis? WB6 ISO? Good evening, Dennis. WB6 ISO. This is KM6 SRR.
Yeah, okay, very good there, Phil. Yeah, you certainly had to hook down a little bit on me. Please don't choose around. I don't know what you're picking, whatever, but I took the beginning for you. Is that all right, in there, go ahead.
I wonder if he's talking to locals and he's not pointed this direction. K6USY standing by.
Yes, Dennis, this is KM6SR. Yeah, Aaron, he was talking to Phil up there. How you doing, Dennis? Heard you talking, had to get up there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's a call that broke in there. That's the name of excuse me, over.
Yeah, Rob, Romeo Oscar Baker.
Okay, Rob, very good. Yeah, nice to know. Yeah, 5'9". Some good conditions. Very good for you. And that's
Yeah, I tuned up a little bit, see if I could hear Phil, but I don't think he's been talking yet.
Yep, not bad at all. It ain't cold. It's nice. It's comfortable, a little chilly tonight, but nothing my little heater can't deal with here. As you can hear it in the background blowing away. But I got a couple for you up here local. 909 ahead over in Lucerne Valley, and then 164. I'm not sure exactly where he's at. I believe he's over in north of me here.
Looks like that's pretty good band conditions there this evening, and how things doing down in the Southland, over?
They're doing okay. I think I heard a Phyllis leader whistle up. We've had a lot of fog here today. Usually we don't get it up here at the foothills, but it's socked in pretty good, so that fire feels nice and good.
You got 909 there.
That time of year, but I was born and raised in the Valley. That's nothing unusual to getting all that kind of stuff done. Sometimes you get so darn sick you have to cut it in line forward.
Yep. When you can't see the dotted line in the center of the road, the next dotted line, it's time to pull over.
Down there. Yeah, the old Debbie's so bad you put it to a four-way stop. I think it's a four-way stop. You put it over your window and you stick it there.
Yep, that's the best way to do it when it's that thick.
Good evening, Rob.
Okay, Dennis. Yeah, Mike is in there. How you doing, Mike? KM6SR here, number 432. Thank you, Dennis. We'll be getting up to you in a little bit there.
Roger, Roger.
Kilo 6, Victor Bravo Golf.
Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo Fox, 982.
Okay, got your 971 and your 982. Good evening, Course Gold guys.
Good evening, Mike. How was your day today?
It was pretty funny. It was cold outside, so I tried to do a little eating, but I got into some nasty stuff and it started to choke me up, so I gave up on that and just pulled weeds, something new. But I got probably the last of this kind of weed. This is crabgrass that's creeped into the area around some of my fruit trees. So I pulled a wheelbarrow, 30-gallon barrel full of crabgrass and other stuff out of there today. So that was it. Hands and knees toward the end of the day. Over.
Roger. My day was spent doing some organizing, so trying to clean out some space.
Okay. What are you going to put in that now?
Oh, just moving some equipment around.
Okay, very good. Daryl, how are you doing this evening?
Oh, we're doing just fine. The landlord's home for a couple of weeks, and I was talking with him, and we've got some projects going around here. You know, same old. And I'm working on my upright antenna too.
You're going to do what?
I'm working on my upright my HF antenna. I'm messing around with the SWRs.
Okay, what is the antenna?
It is a high gain super penetrator, 4-element, 5/8 wave ground plane, good for 10 to 12 meters.
JSA call.
Oh, okay.
I got it dialed in on 10 meters. It's flat, but that's all it's good for. I got a broadband at a little more than that.
Well, it probably has 2 resonances.
Yeah, I think it does. I don't know. I got to take my tutorial course on YouTube and learn how to learn how to work this Rig Expert antenna analyzer.
That's a pretty neat situation. Like I say, you use like 1 watt and talk all over the world with it.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, they're not hard to use once you understand a few things about them.
As much. Yeah, I'm sure there's videos out there I can look at.
Frank can also give you some pointers.
Okay. Well, you know, I hate to bug Frank. He's always got, you know, something going.
Well, Frank's been very sick. He's back in the emergency, not emergency hospital, but he went into urgent care the day before yesterday and got a shot because his face started to swell up again with this poison oak. So he's having a real tough time with the poison oak. And I talked to him yesterday, and he was feeling pretty ratty, but starting to feel a little bit better, although it was affecting his stomach. And he didn't know whether it was the shots that got to him or what, but he was having stomach discomfort, and I think he was vomiting a little bit. So he's not feeling well, not doing well at all with this poison oak stuff. Over.
He's probably got a prednisone shot, if I had to guess.
Well, they didn't tell him what it was. If they did, he didn't remember.
Well, that's usually what they give you for stuff like that, and it can make you sick as a dog too.
No, not normally. Normally, it makes you feel really good. My wife used to get a prednisone shot after some of her heavy-duty chemo treatments, and she always felt really good. Said I could see better than I've ever seen before in my life. She said, I'm driving down Highway 152, and I can look into people's houses, and I can see what they got on their dining table. Over.
Wow. Well, no, I understand that if you're allergic to it, it can cause you quite a bit of stomach discomfort, which is what it sounds like happened to Frank.
Yeah, it must be. I guess he'd never had any. Otherwise, they should have asked him if he was allergic to it. But they just gave it to him. Maybe they didn't have another alternative.
He may not have known he was allergic.
Well, that's true. Anyway, okay, on your antenna problem, I think there's not a lot on 12 meters, but there's certainly a lot on 10, so you've got that working on 10 meters in good shape. But I'm sure you can, the analyzer can be used very easily once you understand the concepts of what it does and how it does it. All righty. Let's see who else we got in here. Good evening to you, Rob, KM6SRR. Looking forward to a couple of other check-ins tonight. Hopefully we hear a little bit of Frank tonight. But I don't hear him yet.
AE 704.
Okay, I hear 704. Good evening, Terry.
Good evening, Mike and everyone. Just listening in and doing some paperwork.
And K6USY 1079, Bozo 1100, and John 711 is in there, but Mike, I don't think you can hear him.
So is TYO.
Yeah, 219.
And KJ6, TYO 1009.
Copy of 219.
Okay, I've got you, Aaron. I've got you with your co-pilot there, and I've also got John, K6, Mexico, Italy. I wonder why I don't hear John. I do hear KJ6 TYO. Good evening to you, Ron 1009. Got you all logged in. Let's see if I can copy John first and see what's going on there. John?
Yeah, low power, 25 watts, and I was hearing the LA guys, beam was pointed down towards Ralph. Thanks so much.
Oh, okay, I hear you. You might have been just covered up. You're about the same signal strength as the guys coming out of LA. We've got quite a bit of residual QR Mary tonight. At this time of year, the propagation seems to be quite good down that way, consistently good. Okay, so I'm hoping you're doing well over there. Did you take part in or go to the Philharmonic over the weekend?
Yeah, I was there, and also the concert at United University Presbyterian Church this afternoon.
Okay, very good. So you've been a busy boy, huh? Okay, well, good deal. I guess Rob was at the one last night along with Ben, WB6G. GG. Well, for God's sake, I forgot Ben's call. Anyway, Ben and his wife and Rob and his wife, I think, went to the concert. Anyway, very good. Let me get you in here, Ron, KJ6TYO, K6MYC, and how was your weekend?
Oh, pretty good. I did absolutely nothing today until about 3 o'clock, and then I finally kind of got my pajamas off and finally made it outside. Had to install a couple smoke detectors in a house over in San Joaquin, and then came back home, and here I am. So, yeah, pretty much nothing today.
Well, I'm glad you didn't stay with your pajamas all day. I'd be embarrassed to be calling you into the net with your pajamas still on. Over.
I know it. That's just the way I am. I get up, I put my work clothes on and my boots, and I go out, and even if I don't do nothing, at least I go outside and kick dirt around and look at stuff I should do. Yeah, this is bad today. I don't know. Just that fog. I kept asking the wife, is it sunny? Is it sunny yet out? I want to go outside. I want to go outside and sit in the sun. And she said, nope, not yet. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever got it down there. We had kind of hazy, crappy sun part of the day, but most of the time when I was working pulling weeds, I didn't get any, the sun had gone away, but luckily there wasn't any wind. So even though it was chilly, I had a nice warm little shirt on, long sleeve shirt with woolies on the inside, and I was comfortable. So it wasn't too bad. Anyway, I did something. I really wanted to get some more weed eating done today, but boy, I got into it about 10 minutes, and I hit some of my, I think they call it turkey mullet. I don't know what it really is. It's that grayish green weed with broad leaves, and boy, it's pungent. And I had pulled it and thrown it over the bank, but somehow when I was mowing the bank with the weed eater, I reached down and I picked up a couple of pieces and hit it and sprayed it all over it, and I must have taken a breath of it. All of a sudden, I found I couldn't get any air. I was coughing, trying to cough. I couldn't even get air in to cough. I mean, it just closed me off right now. So I thought, okay, that's it. I'm not going to do this anymore. I should have put a mask on, but I didn't even know this stuff was so bad when you hit it with a weed eater. It bothers my nose when I pick it up and pull it away from my driveway and throw it over the edge. It hurts me, hurts my nose a little bit, or itches it, tickles it, stings it. It's nasty stuff when it gets old. When it's young, it's okay, but boy, as it gets older, about a foot in diameter or larger, it's nasty stuff. Anyway, so I just gave up and crawled around on my hands and knees and weed eated. There's no end to that around here, so I can always feel like I'm doing something, even though if I'm not doing much. But I got a barrel full of weeds, so what the hell. All right, let's see who else is in here. We should have Rob, not Rob, but Rick in here tonight. Let's see if old 61 is here. KB6RQU. Rick, are you there? Oh, for heaven's sake, no Rick again. Okay. How about Ben, N6SWR? Ben, are you here back? Are you back here?
KM6SR.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to John there, K6MI. Yeah, we went to the Philharmonic, and I think I saw who he was. We were back pretty far. So, John, if you're listening, were you behind the featured violinist lady that came in with all the sequins on that really had some motion when she was playing there? Over.
Right, yes, that was me. I was there Friday and last week as well, and at the University Presbyterian Church this afternoon.
Yep, it looked good and sounded good. You make us proud there. Congrats. Okay, Mike, thanks.
Thanks.
Okay. Drop the microphone. Can't talk with the microphone hanging. Okay. And fine on the Philharmonic again. And the Judy's not in here tonight. I told her to stay inside. We don't have Fox Nation, and they only put the Patriot Awards on Fox Nation yesterday, but they're replaying them tonight, and they're really good, really poignant. And Sean Hannity is hosting. A lot of good Fox people on there, but a lot of good people that have done some really patriotic things. They had a 4-star general that was retired, of course, and had a helicopter and was living in North Carolina when the floods came, but he wasn't affected. But he used his helicopter, and he made 50 to 100 trips taking supplies to people that were isolated and stuck without any help from FEMA. So he was awarded, but he said, it just wasn't just me. There was 100 other helicopters in the air, privately owned helicopters that were doing the same thing. So he said, everybody deserves the award, the same award I'm getting. Everybody did a hell of a job there. Good old FEMA backed up, and it didn't stop them from doing their job. They did, in some cases, I think, stopped them from deploying from certain spots. But the guys got around it one way or the other, and they were able to help everybody. Much for that. That's where Judy is. I told her just stay inside. She really wanted to watch the show, and it was really a good show, so I left her in there tonight. So Rob, keep track of the numbers, and she'll get it all sorted out tomorrow morning and look at your list.
Roger, got you covered.
Okay. Since you were here from the beginning, it shouldn't be too hard. Let's see, who else do we have? We're missing Ken. A whole bunch of people here. I didn't get a whole lot of words out of Terry, but he's here and doing paperwork or something in the background. Who else do we have? We haven't heard from KE6VON for a while. Adam, are you here? Nothing from Adam. Anybody else? K6MYC Bozo Net before we go to Atascadero.
Bozo 831, Southern California. Looking at you guys over there in the valley. How y'all doing?
Okay. Hi, John. KG6USS, K6MYC, Bozo 47. You can log me in, and I'll turn it over to Rob, see if there's anybody else that's hearing you that would like to check in. I think John, K6 Mexico, Italy, is also here. He's just running low power, but he may pump it up a little bit to check in with you. But let me first turn it over to Rob, KM6 Sugar Radio. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, thanks, Mike. How you doing, John? KG6USS. This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, Bozo 432. Over.
432. How you doing, Rob? I can hear you pretty good tonight. Boy, I'm still getting a lot of bleed over from even the southern guys here, but got you in there loud and clear there, Rod.
Roger. Okay, thanks for checking me in. Go ahead, John. See if you can make contact.
Kilo 6 Mike Italy, K6 Mike Italy, DMO 6, number 711. Go ahead.
Number what, 72?
711.
Boy, Pat from down below is coming in loud and clear here. give me the relay on that. It was at 7-2?
Oh, 7-11. He's called In and Out. You know, 7-Eleven, the In and Out store.
Yeah, copy the 7-Eleven. 7-11. Let's go. Let's roll them hot there.
There you go. So John's just running 25 watts to you tonight. Got this low power on this evening.
Copy that. I could almost hear him. If Pat wasn't on, I'd be able to hear him just fine. Anybody else want to check in down here on the Southern California, 831? Hello.
Anybody else up here hearing John there, KG6 USS in the high desert, Delta Mike 14? Go ahead now. Pretty quiet, John. We're missing a few people here that would normally be in there and be able to hear you, but it's pretty quiet. A little slow tonight here. 7-3, John, thanks for popping in, and we're going to get out of here and go over to Atascadero, so we'll be turning away from you. If you hear W6 Bravo, Victor Bravo, Vlad down there, give him our best. I haven't heard him here this evening. KG6 USS, K6MYC.
I think Dennis was trying to contact him, Mike, number 86.
Connect control on Southern California.
Okay, hang on a second. Dennis, tell Dennis to go ahead. I don't hear Dennis.
Yeah, I don't hear him anymore, but I'm pointed down to L.A. now.
Dennis, go ahead. Or listen, let's do it this way. KG6 USS, call in. WB6ISO, Whiskey Bravo 6 India, Sugar Oscar, way up there in Charlie Mike 98, over.
Yeah, we can try that. This is KG6 USS Bozo 831 here in Southern California, calling upward. Anybody copy? Trying for Southern California Bozo Net 831 here in Southern California. Go ahead. No joy, Mike. I'm not hearing him.
He's calling you. His number is 86, so you might want to just check him in. I've got him checked in up here in the Northern California net, but that's Dennis with a big array and a kilowatt. But Dennis is way down in signal strength for me, Rob. He doesn't sound like he's got the kilowatt on.
Yeah, he's a little weaker for me, but I hear him in there, straight off the back. I know, Dennis, if you're hearing me out the back, give it some more power, KM6SRR.
Yeah, I'm told those interfering down there. I had that one that checked in, so I'll give up your argument there.
There, I can hear you a little better, Dennis. Did you give John a try down there in the high desert, KG6 USS? Let me come up your way then, Dennis, if you want to give us the check-ins.
Okay.
Dennis, I guess, wants to give us his check-ins. I'm going up that way.
Okay. John, at the moment, the path is down, but you will be able to work. Dennis, that would be a good one for you. He's in Charlie, Mexico 98. That's a long haul from where you are. And he's up the valley with a quad of Yagis and a kilowatt normally, but he doesn't sound right tonight. He doesn't sound like he's running power. So I don't think he's got the amplifier turned on or something. I don't know. Anyway, no propagation at the moment, John. 73s, my friend, and we'll see you Wednesday perhaps. KG6 USS, K6MYC, Bozo 47. We'll be clear. Give my best to Pat.
All right, Mike. Thanks for helping me out there. Yeah, too bad. I would have liked to have made that contact. Anyway, K6MYC, KG6 USS, Bozo 831, back to net control, Southern California.
7-3.
Okay, Dennis. Yeah, I could barely hear John down the high desert off the back of the antenna. You say you'd like to give us your check-ins, over? Okay, I'm ready. Go ahead.
I'll give it to you 3 at a time. 1 to 6 to 0. 3, 6, 7, 8, 8.
Got him. Okay, the one before 233, was that 132?
132.
Okay, got him. Go ahead.
1063 and 1064 break.
Okay, got him.
And I'm Bozo 86. If you could check me in, be greatly appreciated. And I've heard good evening to you. Nice to know you got the antenna this way. Over.
Okay, Dennis. Yep, got you in when I first talked to you there. Thank you for the check-ins. We'll be up your way in a bit there if you're still on there. That'll be okay. Thanks, WB6 ISO KM6SR. Okay, Mike.
You bet. It's nice to know this way. 73 feelings. Nice to see you down there. And Judy, a pleasant good evening. Stay warm. WB6 ISO.
Okay, give me the numbers. I got 160, 336, 700 something. Who was it?
782, 849, 132.
And 233.
Yeah, and then after that, 1063 and 1064.
Yeah, okay, that would be the K9 and his wife. Okay, very good. Thank you, Rob, for turning around there. Now, while we are waiting, is there anybody else in the San Joaquin Valley? 61, are you there? Or here, 61, or anybody else? I'm going to Atascadero. Here we go. K6MYC. Coming around on W6QUI, W6QUI, K6MYC, Ron. W6QUI, Atascadero, K6MYC. Oh boy, no Ron there tonight. How about KN6EIV? About KN6RW, WRW. Anybody else on the coast from Los Dos Valos or wherever over to Seaside or wherever, K6MYC? How about way down there in Santa Barbara area? I don't hear N6, whatever his call was down there, IHO or something. Remember him, Dennis, Rob? Was it N6DHO?
I'm going to do a search and find him.
You what?
I'm going to do a search and find him.
Well, it doesn't matter. He didn't check in. I was just trying to remember his call. Okay, I don't hear anybody down there tonight. That's strange. All right, I guess we'll go on up to Santa Cruz and Watsonville then. Up the coast, QRZ Bozo Net, K6MYC, Delta Mike 07, QRZ 2-meter Bozo Net, over.
KW6S, 610.
The gentleman in Santa Barbara, Mike, was Steve, W6QIW.
That's a different one. Guy that goes mobile on the top of the hill there. I hear you, Tom. Good evening. KW6S. KW6 Sugar, K6MYC. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mike. Yeah, just sounds like something's got a fan running here, and I don't know what it is besides the amplifier. Did a FT8 contest this weekend, and I'm kind of glad that's over.
Did you work anything new?
No, not really. I don't think I did. There wasn't a lot of tasty DX. There was a Marshall Island. I got them, but I've got them on other bands before. I'm not sure. Most of the action was on 10 meters, but I don't know if I had worked them on 10 meters or not.
Yeah, I was thinking of 6 more than anything. Okay. Very good. There was a 160-meter, no, it was an 80-meter contest on this evening, or over the weekend. I think Ken and 6RO participated in that. It was, I think it was 80 meters CW contest, ARRL, but I'm not sure. Anyway, that was the one that Ken was going to do. I think it was single bad, but I could be wrong. It might have been multi-bad, but maybe he just wanted to work the 80-meter part of it. So otherwise, it was a pretty quiet weekend, except for the collapse of Syria.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't quite know what the implications are of that. I'm kind of out of the loop on that stuff anymore. Yeah, and Ken was on the 160-meter contest, 160-meter CW, and I saw their results, but I didn't check to see how they did compared to anyone else around.
Well, he told me it was 80 meters, so maybe he told me he was going to be on 80 meters, so I don't know. I asked him if it was 160. He says, no, it's 80 meters. It was a very specific question with a very specific answer, so it still might have been wrong, but that's what I heard from him. No worries. Anyway, fine and dandy. I don't know how he did either. He wasn't going to hit it too hard. He was going to do it as a gentleman's contest entry, so it wasn't going to be overwhelming. Unless he had phenomenal conditions and was doing wonderfully on the score, he probably just didn't work too hard at it. Anyway, we'll find out in just a few minutes here. Anyway, you're sounding good, and we'll, of course, look for you tomorrow night on 222 and 6 meters. And did you get to us Thursday night on 432? I don't think we ever heard you.
Boy, you know, I don't remember. I thought I had. Let's see. I can check my log. Although I did meet the... yeah, it says I was here.
Really? Because I didn't get you the first time up, and I know we only had 11 check-ins, so I'll go look at the log when we get back in the house and see if I wrote it down, but I don't remember getting you in there. Anyway, not to worry. We'll sort it out one way or the other. Rob was here. You were here, Rob, weren't you?
Roger, are you talking Thursday night? I have Tom checked in on Thursday.
Okay, well, he must have gotten in there. Maybe it was after I came back for late checks and missed, right?
Well, let me look at my paper log, and I'll tell you in what order we got him in here. Let's see. No, we got him in the beginning.
Weird. No, my brains must be fried. Okay. Not too unusual.
Too much of that stinky weed.
Oh, no, I wasn't doing any stinky weed or good-smelling, sweet-smelling weed either, for that matter.
No, I was talking about that stuff you threw over the hill and stopped you from breathing.
Oh, boy, that's nasty. That's that gray turkey mullet stuff. You got it on your property in places, don't you?
I'm not familiar with that type, so I could. I don't know.
Okay. Well, anyway, Tom, we'll let you go, and let's see if Lee is in here. I'm sure Lee's in here tonight. Alpha Foxtrot 6 United, and then you can turn it back to Tom if you want to, Lee. AF6 United in Watsonville area, kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie Bozo Net 2 meters. Oh, no Lee tonight.
No, I didn't hear him. My log shows that I punched the log for you at 350, AF6U at 348, and AA6S at 348. So we should have been in there. And then there was WE6R, the fellow here, local FM guy.
Yeah. That ties it all together. I remember working Lee, and he was very weak, and you were helping. So, yes, you were in there. Somehow I got the days mixed up. There was one day it seemed like you weren't there on time, but that might have been, and I don't think it was 1296 or 2 meters, but anyway, no worries. All right, Lee, are you there? And AF6 United, K6MYC in the group? Okay, nothing from Lee. 73, said Tom, and we'll catch you tomorrow night. And hopefully I'll be home from the doctor's office. I have an 11:30 appointment in the morning for my normal annual. But this doctor, he's a ham buddy. He's so slow. I got 11:30 appointment. If I see him before 1 o'clock, I'm going to fall over because he's always late. He never gets you in on time. So you got to figure you're going to be there 3 or 4 hours. But, you know, if it's really a bad day, I might not get home in time for the net. Over.
That's one thing that COVID did for our local doctor's office here. They are really tight on their scheduling now. Boy, you almost walk in and go right in. They've tightened up pretty good on that somehow. I don't know exactly what they did. Last Sunday night or Wednesday night on 2 meters, I was late, or maybe it was the 1296. I was late because I was sitting here monitoring the wrong frequency, and then I noticed and caught you on the rebound here somehow. Anyway, I'll let you go and catch you tomorrow night. K6NYC, KW6S.
Yeah, that might have been the night that I was thinking of, because when you weren't in there on your normal time period, there's that one day you have the net, and I know that you're always a little late on that day, and sometimes we don't get you just when we first hear you, or when you first get over that way, but I think it was 1296. All right. So we'll see you tomorrow night for sure. Good evening, and maybe Lee will be in there at least on 6 meters. So let's see, who do we have in the Bay Area? K6MYC Bozo Net, 2 meters.
Bozo 177.
WB6WNI 1090 with an early check-in.
Oh, you call this early, huh? Go ahead, Gary.
Mike, I can say we haven't eaten yet. This is how late it is tonight, so I thought I better check in, say 73 to you and Judy, and then we'll be sitting down for dinner shortly, but at least I can, you don't have to hang around tonight. K6MYC WB679.
Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. Okay, very good, Gary. Good to hear you. There was somebody else that checked in underneath you, but it was so weak I didn't get it. So let me see who else it was. But again, thanks very much. Go enjoy your dinner, and we'll catch up with you maybe tomorrow night on 6 meters. Who knows? WB6WNI 1090, K6MYC Bozo Net 2 meters. Who was the other one?
Kilo Echo 6 Quebec Romeo, Gary in Vallejo, California.
At 177, good evening, Gary, KE6QR, K6MYC came way up that time. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got a strong signal, and you're sounding good tonight. Hope things are going well with you, and you're never going to believe I did a really stupid thing Wednesday night. I listened for you on the net, and I didn't hear you. I did hear one station, and I finally realized I had the wrong antenna hooked up. I've never done that before. I hate that when it happens, but I had to tell myself.
Now, you were super weak, as I recall. Wasn't that the night that you were just weak, but I heard you?
Oh, yeah. The satellite antenna, but they weren't pointed at you, and they're really low.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to find a peak on you, but you're not peeking on me. But anyway, we got it. Okay, well, good to hear you, Lee. Gary. And 2 Garys in a row here, I guess. 73s, and we'll try to keep it straight here one way or the other. KE6QR in Vallejo, K6MYC Bozo Net 2 meters, looking into the Bay Area.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
WB6JNN. November 5, November Papa Delta, 1129.
Okay, 285 and 1129. Brett, hang on a second. You're easy. Let me get Jim as long as he's in here. 285. Go ahead, Jim. WB6JNN, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike, I'm going to pop right back out. The wife needs me, but good evening, and you have a good signal here. WB6JNN 285 in San Jose.
No, you're good. Go ahead, take care of the wife. Thanks you for checking in, and we'll look for you tomorrow night on 222, Jim. WB6JNN, K6MYC 73. Okay, over to you, Brett. N6 NPD, K6MYC.
Well, good evening, Mike and Judy, if she's in the shack there with you. N5 NPD, Brett over here in Newman. And surprisingly, there's no fog tonight, which is great. But I did see a freeze warning, so I guess hopefully it'll be too cold for that fog to come settle in over.
Yeah, well, we had it here. It was sort of not foggy, but we had those low hanging, funny clouds that we were immersed in part of the afternoon here. So it was not sunny, and it wasn't not warm, but it wasn't warm either. It wasn't cold, but it wasn't warm. It was probably 58 to 60, somewhere in there. I don't think it got much over that. It would have, if it had been sunny, it would have been fine, because there was no wind at all, but who knows. Anyway, fine on having no fog there. That's good. That's a blessing and quite a change for you guys over there. The whole valley's been fogged. All the guys complaining about the fog.
It was foggy all week, and then today, sun. No fog this morning, and the sun came out, and yeah, it was a great day. I trimmed a tree in the front yard that I didn't really want to do, but it was about 64 degrees out here, so I figured, heck, today's the day, so trim the tree, and all that's done over.
Yeah, well, when you get the opportunity, you might as well do it. Yeah, we didn't get anywhere near 64, I'm sure of that. But it would have if the sun had come out, but it never, it tried desperately to get through, and it was, you could say there was sun out there. It was lighter than if there wasn't a sun up there by, if it was blocked off completely, by clouds, but it was just not, never very bright. Could barely see your shadow on the best of times. All right, thanks, Brett. I'm running one name behind here. I'll let you go, and I'll jump back over to the Bay Area and see who else is in there. And then we'll move on up to Sacramento and through Oakley and all that sort of stuff. Take care, and we'll see you subsequently through probably tomorrow night on 6 meters. N5NPD, K6MYC. And Judy's not in the shack. She's watching the Patriot Awards, and I told her she really was excited to watch those, and I was too, but somebody's got to miss them, so I stay in. It's a cold night in the barn here anyway, so 2 reasons to let her stay in the house by the fire and watch the program that she waited all weekend for. 73 N5NPD, K6MYC.
73, Mike.
Okay, Bay Area, Bozo Net, K6MYC, QRZ.
AB6SR 807.
AB6SR, and who was the other one?
W6TQL.
Okay, hang on just a second, Jim. AB6SR, go ahead, Stan.
Yeah, okay, Mike and Jim. Yeah, what do we have? We had about 66 here today. I didn't go out. The air quality index was particularly poor. 153 at about 10 o'clock this morning, so it did improve a little as the day went on, but not particularly good air quality at all. Not at all. So I stayed in, made a pork and shallot casserole dish for dinner with potatoes, so that took me until lunchtime. I had a quiet afternoon, so I'll probably be on 6 tomorrow. I'll try for 6 tomorrow. Anyway, that's it from me. Back to you, K6MYC, AB6SR 807.
Okay, well, thank you, Stan. Enjoy your, I'm sure you did enjoy your dinner, your casserole there. Sounds good. Okay, I'm staying indoors. I don't pay any attention to the air quality days. I grew up in the smog days of Los Angeles, when it was so bad that if you run around outside and did any heavy breathing, my chest would start to hurt when I took a deep breath. Those days are long gone, and unless I get that condition, I don't even worry about it. Of course, I'm up in the hills here, So I'm kind of above any bad area that does maybe settle into the Bay Area, but it's much improved over 30, 40, and 20 years ago. Occasionally we get a day where the bad air from the Bay Area gets blown down here into the valley, and then that can be a bad day, and they make note of it. They say the air quality is not too good today. You might want to, if you have any breathing issues, you might want to just stay inside. Otherwise, they don't make much out of it. All right, 7-3, Stan, and we'll look for you on 6 meters. We'll try really hard, and maybe you can find somebody else on there when we check in over that way. It's going to be usually 8:30, about 8:30, 8:45. Let's just say 8:45 before we get there, somewhere in that window. So don't get panicky if you don't hear anybody. B6SR, good evening, and over to you, Jim. Good to hear. Strong signal, but I'm probably not peaked on you. K6MYC.
Oh, you're okay. I wasn't peaked on you. I had forgotten that I left the antenna pointed at Ralph, who I worked on Friday night on 1296. So I was pointed the wrong way when I called in. Should be better now. Yeah, nothing new. Wish there was, but same old stuff over here. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Yeah, well, I was going to go out Friday night and try to get in on the Ralph thing, and we were watching something, and I can't remember what it was, but it went a little long on TV, and I said, okay, I'm going to run out quickly. I wasn't going to take Judy out here, but I was going to run out quickly and grab Ralph. I had everything set up, and I looked at the clock, and it's already 7 minutes before 8 o'clock, and I said, well, by the time I get out here and get going, he'll be gone, and he probably won't hear me anyway, so I talked myself out of it. Anyway, maybe next week. Who knows? I'm glad you worked him, though. All righty, let's see who else do we have in the Bay Area. Quite a few. K6KLY. WA6AXX has been missing a lot, so we're anxious to hear Ed. So, Ed, hopefully you're in there this evening. And a couple of others that are missing on a regular basis here now. WA6AXX, K6KLY, let's see, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Anybody else? K6MYC Bozo Net. Check at 2 meters. I heard it. Say it again. Say it again. Can somebody help me with that station that called in? Well, doggone, I don't know where to point here. Let's try again. I didn't hear any other callers, but I was looking for several stations, but we'll take whoever. Try again. Give me a longer call. I got to find you. You're very weak. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie Bozo Net 2 meters, please. Go ahead.
Kilo Foxtrot 6 Quebec Charlie Hotel 787. No traffic. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, Jimmy. We got you fine this time. Was that you the first time?
I'm not sure. Over.
Okay, well, we got you. Good signal on the last transmission. KF6QCH, K6MYC. So maybe I moved the antenna and stopped just about in the right place for you there. Anyway, hopefully you had a decent weekend there. And hopefully it wasn't foggy. You must have had reasonable weather and some sunshine over there. What do you think? KF6QCH, K6MYC, over.
Starting to reach my location, Mike. Anyway, evening, K6MYC, KF6QCH.
Are you having trouble? Are you having trouble copying me, Jimmy? Go ahead. Oh, by golly, you must be having trouble hearing me. I'm copying you, Q5, Jimmy. You are Q5. You are 2.5, and I'm running about 1,500 out here, so you should be hearing me. Apparently you have local noise there. Anyway, thanks for checking in, Jimmy. Thanks for checking in. We usually have one trouble or another on your end or mine. Hi. KF6QCH for one more try. K6MYC. Over. Well, I guess Jimmy's having trouble there. How about you, Mike? KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Are you in here? How about you, WA6AXX? Okay, really a light night here, Sunday night. Maybe everybody's watching the Patriot Awards. I don't know how long they last. I would imagine it's a 2-hour show, but I'm not sure. All right, one last call for Bay Area General. Anybody else in the Bay Area for the Bozo Net 2-meter check-in, please, K6MYC. Okay, nothing heard. But how about you, Ken? N6 Radio Oscar, N6 Radio Oakley, K6MYC. Ken?
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835. I'm on the pointed at the Bay Area now. I'm going to switch back to you. Now I'm on the 2M7. Let's see. We had a temperature range of 41 for a low, 68 for a high. Dinner was turkey dinner number 2. I had 2 Thanksgiving dinners that I had to take care of, and there's still one more to go. And we had a pretty good show in the 160 CW contest this weekend. 3 operators. Nothing fancy in the way of spotting radios, just one radio at a time and one operator at a time. We have, we're still in the top 10 in the country, and we have the highest score in our category west of the Mississippi, so we're happy with that. K6MYC and 6RO.
Oh, very good. I must be losing my mind because I asked you last night if it was going to be, you were going to be on 160 again. He said, no, I'm going to be on 80 meters. Maybe I heard it wrong. Maybe it was just exactly opposite. Because I heard KW6S saw you and saw some of your postings or whatever on the web somewhere. He said, no, he was on 160. They were on 160. I said, okay. I thought it was 80 meters, but I'm glad you did pretty good. You said to me that you were going to have kind of a gentleman's evening at it. You weren't going to push it too hard because you were tired of those all-nighters. But obviously with 3 operators, but one at a time, you were able to get some sleep over the worst part of the night there. Or at least you could go back to bed in the morning when it was time for the other guys to get on. Anyway, good deal. Glad you had a good score, and the system seems to be performing quite consistently well for you there, Rob. Ken. Haven't heard Frank tonight. Frank's still sick. He's got poison oak. He went to the hospital or the urgent care near him and got a shot because his face started to swell up with the poison oak thing. And I don't know, maybe they gave him prednisone. We don't know what they gave him, but they made him sick to his stomach, so he sounded again ragged, and he didn't come down again today. So we haven't seen Frank for 10, 15 days now, so he's a hurting unit. And so he didn't check in for us, and he isn't here to say hello to you. Anyway, nothing too outstanding here. We had our mornings. I guess you were on working a long path to Europe on Saturday morning. Somebody said you guys were up the band working Europe on long path.
No, we were on 160 all weekend. The only thing resembling a long path I've had on 160 is working Russia, almost due west, pointing due west on the Foursquare. But that was during a solar minimum, so these days the propagation is not there for that. We had 800 contacts, and we missed one ARRL section. That was the Northwest Territories. And we had 12 DXCC countries, mostly in the Caribbean, one European, one DU, one UA9, and 29 JAs. So it was a good thing. Sorry to hear about Frank. I never tangled with poison oak, but I did tangle with poison ivy when I was a kid. So it's all bad, those poison things. N6RO.
Yeah. Now, Frank's never been bothered by it very much. He used to get it on his hands a little bit, but he could work right through it, and I would run into it, and I would have it pretty bad. Not to the point where I had to get a shot or anything, but I'd get it on my hands and around my wrists and stuff. But he got it in his eyes here a week or so ago, and it's been downhill ever since. So he must be getting now maybe having a real severe attack, if you will. His body immune system may be depleted as well because of the shots, mRNA shots. God knows what they do to you. Able to resist anything anymore.
Sure is worse than the problem.
Yeah, in this case it seemed to be. Anyway, neither one of the things are good. When I was a kid, I was staying with my grandparents. My grandfather was a Coast Guard captain on Lake Michigan, but at the time he lived on Pentwater Lake, which is adjoins with a canal. But he was retired. But I was playing down by the bridge or the canal that passed from the Pentwater town and Pentwater Lake. Passed over the canal or a waterway to get between Lake Michigan and Lake Pentwater, and I played around all day with some other buddies, and we were rolling around in the weeds. And finally, the bridge operator came over because this was one of those bridges that had to be manually operated. So when a boat came along that had a mast that wouldn't go under the bridge, he had to operate it until to tip the bridge up. So he was in the wheelhouse all day. And he was watching us for a couple of hours, and he finally comes over and said, "Hey, you guys, do you know that you're rolling around in poison oak?" We said, "Oh, crap, we don't know what this stuff is." I never got it. I was very lucky, I guess. So that was my only bout with poison oak. And then when you move to California, there's no poison ivy. A poison ivy is what we were rolling around in. And he said, "You know, that's poison ivy you're rolling around in." And but I never got it. I got poison oak when I came to California, but lightly, and as I get more and more of it, it gets a little worse every time I get it. So it's one of those things that your immune system gets weaker and weaker to it, as opposed to the other way around. Alrighty, well, hopefully Frank will be above water tomorrow, and we can see him down here for a little bit. I'm running late on a lot of the things that need to get worked on here. I wanted to talk to him about solar panels. We sent him a note today. I wanted him to call me back and see what we got some good deals on some solar panels, and I didn't want the deals to pass us by. But he never responded, so I'll have to call him first thing in the morning before I go to my doctor's appointment. Okay, 7-3, Ken. We'll see you tomorrow night on 220. Well, not on 222, but we'll see you on 6. Okay.
Roger that. We'll be there with bells on. Or 2 Yagis anyway, N6RO.
Okay. See you later. N6RO. Anybody else in this direction for the Bozo Net? K6MY.
WB6JNP.
Yeah, good evening, Dane. WB6JNP, K6MYC. And I have a question for you, Dane. Some time ago, you gave a weather station to Ken, not to Ken, but to Frank. Frank said he had one, but he'd take a look at it, and he eventually brought it down to my place, and it sat here for about a month before I could get to it. And we finally looked at it, and we got it working. Are you familiar with that one? We can't find a brand on that thing, so we don't know how to look up the instructions, because there's certain things like the barometer reading and maybe the wind direction, things like that seems like you should calibrate, but I can't get it to calibrate very well at all, in fact, in those areas. And it doesn't read outside temperature. It reads inside temperature, but the outside temperature is either broken or, so maybe there's a trick to get it to read the outside temperature. Dane, over.
Okay, well, let's see. I can probably find the information on it. The model on it, I believe, is Whiskey Sierra -2902 Delta, and the reason is I ended up buying or getting a second one, so I had a spare, and that was the original that was here. So I'll try to find all the information on it and get that over to you.
Yeah, well, maybe you can just call me with the name. We've got the model number, and we can see that, and we've got it written, and you're right, it is WS2902 or whatever it was. But we can't find a name, so we don't know how to look it up on the internet. There's a name on the front that says weather ambient or something like that. Something weather, but it's not a definitive name. It's like outside weather or something, and it doesn't seem like it's really a name. Over.
Yeah, I believe the name of it was an ambient. That seems to stick in my mind.
Oh, just ambient, maybe without the word weather in front of it. It says weather, I think, as Judy read it to me. She said, weather ambient. That doesn't make any sense. What the hell is that all about? Anyway, so, well, maybe she didn't push hard enough on the go search button or something to bring it up, or maybe she hasn't tried yet. Anyway, we got it working, sort of, and it seems to have reasonable range and all, and reads wind speed pretty accurately and wind direction. There must be a way to physically align it, unless you can change the direction that when you mount it, you must have to rotate it. So right now I've got it so that the water catchment is due north in the triangle. It's like the point of the triangle, and it's pointed due north, and that seems to make the wind direction thing read correctly. Over.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see the weather or the outdoor sensor, but it was something like that. If you again, better eyesight. If you look at the three arms on it, one of them is aimed, I think, north, and that's how you calibrate that. As far as the barometer goes, there was some procedure with that, and I remember Dan always complained about all my weather stations. Nothing was right according to him. So, I gave up on it. I just looked at barometric pressure, and my main concern was it rising or falling?
Yeah, right. Well, it reads about 1 degree high. Real barometric pressure is about 30-something, like it was yesterday, 30.1 or something. And it's reading 31.1, so it's reading about 1 high. And there's got to be a way to adjust that. But their manual must have it, but of course it didn't come with a manual, and there's no instructions on it. I think I've got the direction thing figured out. I figured one of the corners would be right, so I I fiddled around with it and kept yelling to Judy, "What's it say now? What's it say now?" And I was watching where the little arrow thing was pointed for wind direction, and I had it pointed due west, and now I said, "Okay, now what's it reading?" She says, "It's reading west." I said, "Okay, I got it. I figured it out. It's got to be the water catchment bowl has got to be due north." Okay. So much for that. Ambient. We'll try poking in that one. With the part number, we should be able to come up with something on it.
N6RO.
Yeah, thank you for that. Go ahead, Ken. You got some detail?
Yeah, I've got 3 weather stations here. I don't recognize the brand name that you're looking for on what you have there. I have 2 Davis Davis weather stations, which are a very popular consumer level instrument. But I just got a brand new one with very high-tech architecture. It's just Google Tempest as in a storm, weather station. It has a new way of measuring wind direction and speed and water. There's no moving parts, no rotating little cups, no rain catcher. It's really high tech, and it's got more precision than you can handle, than you want. You know, it'll measure down to 0.1 miles per hour on wind speed, and 1/1000th of an inch of rain. I mean, it's just overkill. But I really like it, and the price is right. It's under $300, and the Davis instruments are usually a little more than that. Anyway, I've been a weather freak ever since I was 5 years old. Go ahead.
Okay, well, thanks for that. Does yours read barometric pressure?
Oh, it reads everything. Anything you care about.
Well, you must have to calibrate it for your altitude.
It's automatic. It's got incredible software. It senses. It's using GPS and any source of information. It knows exactly how high the sensor is out above ground, or above average ground, or above sea level, I should say. And it's a really unique thing. Tempest weather station.
Okay, good. Sounds like it's a weather station for the weatherman that's an ignoramus. Can't do anything for himself. I'm being bad boy. Okay, thanks for the information, Ken. I'm not in the market. I got this one second-hand, third-hand from Frank, and Judy's kind of a weather enthusiast. She's on the phone 3 or 4 days, 3 to 4 times a day, looking to see what the weather's going to be like. And I look outside, and my hand doesn't get wet when I stick it out. It's not raining, and if it gets warm, it sun's out, and that's as good as I need.
Yeah, I've been a student of weather since I was 5. I built my own station way back out of erector set parts for the anemometer, and a rain gauge was easy, and a sling psychrometer to measure humidity and all that stuff. My parents bought me a barometer. So I'm a weather freak as well as contest freak and music. Enough of that. We'll see you on 6 tomorrow night.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. And Dane, let's see. I had one more comment for you. Well, let me see. I can tell you what the barometric pressure is right now. Hang on a second.
Or you can set your elevation.
Well, what I did, and I calibrated this one, I got one from Ken Holiday, and it was off a little bit. I listened to the local weather report and the barometer settings, and I took it from, I think, for heaven's sakes, I forgot the name of the town. Ponderosa Telephone Company up in O'Neill's. O'Neill's and I are at the same elevation, and there's a weather station there, and I got the barometric pressure from that station, and I just twisted and twisted the knob until mine read the same. It's probably off 1/10 of a point, but I could care less. It's 30 point something, but I can't read it. It's either 30.0 or 30.6, I think, right now, Dane.
Yeah, okay. Mention this to Judy if she seems to have more interest. I understand you don't need to know all the heavy-duty numbers at this news station that I have, but we'll try to figure out what you have there. Did you say one of the two that you have is reading 31 inches?
Well, I think it is, yeah. That's the one that I got from Dane, which is the outside weather station with the wind speed and the rain cup and all that. By the way, that's what I was going to ask you, Dane. Does the cup dump the rain after it fills? It'll probably hold up to 2 inches or something, and then it must dump automatically. I think we saw that. Judy could see some mechanism or something that allowed it to dump, but I didn't see it. So you might comment on that. This other one I have is a barometric pressure gauge that's just a gauge. It's got a blue digital readout on it. Ken made it from something, maybe a kit, and then I calibrated it based on O'Neill's here, which is up the. I can see O'Neill's from here, so it may be 100 feet higher than me, but not much. Over.
Yeah, the 31 is extremely high pressure. You can only get that in a deep dome of winter air. But right now it's hovering in the general California area about 30.1. So anyway, enough of that weather stuff. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I think mine's reading 30.0 then, based on that. So it's right on. At least it used to be, and that would be right. If I'm reading 30.0 on the screen, that's what it is. But the one in the house, the one that we got from Dane, is the one that reads 31 something all the time. So it's always about 1 point high. Not the end of the world, but just curious about it. All right, Dane, back to you for a final comment, and then we'll hear K6MYC Bozo Net.
Okay, the way the water works on that is it's got a little balance beam inside of it, and it fills a cup, and then when the cup hits a certain point, it dumps the water out of it, and it counts however much that was. So it's always emptying itself, and the way it operates is every night at midnight it resets to 0. So unless you have monitoring on that, at midnight it starts from scratch again. And so that's kind of a nice feature. You never have to go out and empty that. The only thing you have to do, and which I find to be a pain, is every so often you have to take the cup off the top and just clean all the debris out of it.
Yeah. Well, when we first turned it on, it read that there was 138 inches of rain in it. Might have been a collection of 3 or 4 or 5, 10 years or something, or maybe you washed it out with water, and or maybe it just came up that way. So every time we turned it on, it read 138. I plugged it in, unplugged it, did whatever, and it always read 138. And then we just pushed a set button, and it went to 0. So that's where we have it. I think that's where it is now. Enough of that stuff, Dane. Thanks so much for your passing it on to Frank, and for him to pass it on to us. And it's a conversation piece. I wish it would read outdoor temperature, but you don't have a clue why it doesn't.
No, mine. When it was here, it always seemed to read outdoor temperature. One of the big problems I have is that where you put that sensor, it'll tend to read in sunlight. So the one I'm using now, the Purple Air System, it unfortunately gets the morning sun, so I had to build a shield around it, and I mean, it would come up and it would be like 10 degrees hotter, even though it was supposedly not supposed to do that. But we had to build a box around it so that it had free-flowing air, but wasn't directly affected by sunlight.
Judy's all worried about the fact that we got to keep it somewhere we can clean it. I don't think you don't need to clean it. Clean a weather station, Jesus. Maybe go out to dump the leaves out of it if you got leaves in the cup, but that's it. What else would you clean on a weather station?
Well, that was the thing. It was the accumulation of leaves in it. So if you don't get leaves on it, then you're okay. In all honesty, in the 3 or 4 years that I've had that and used it, I don't think I ever cleaned it once, and I never had a bit of problems.
Well, so anyway, right now it's sitting out on the pedestal on the entrance to my pool, It's at about 4 feet high, and it's sitting there on a little flat surface. If I got a 100-mile-an-hour wind, it would blow it in the pool, and that would be the end of it. So I don't expect that, and maybe it'll give me a warning. There's a way to set a warning speed on the wind speed too, but we haven't figured out how to set the warning time. I'd like to have it go off when it gets to 45 miles an hour or 50 or something. Okay, on the how it dumps, you'd think it would dump the leaves out, wouldn't you?
Well, unfortunately, there's that big funnel on the top, and it all goes down to one little hole that's maybe 1/4 of an inch in diameter that the water has to get through. But even if the leaves accumulate on the top of that, the water still flows down around the leaves, and the only thing it'll do is it takes dirt particles in with it, and that I guess acts up on the little catch cup.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I've got a spot on the roof I'd like to put it, and but Judy was, oh, we don't have to clean it. We'd have to climb up. I don't want you to climb out on the roof to clean the thing. Oh, for Christ's sake. All right, enough of that. You can tell I'm not much of a cleaning person. 7-3, Dane, and we'll see you tomorrow night probably. WB6JNP, and anybody else before I move up to Sacramento? Okay, 6MYs.
By the way, I did confirm on my last trip south that they are predominantly vertical down there, and a lot of the guys, if they are horizontal, can't move direction.
Oh, they're lazy. It's a low mentality for weak signal. I don't know why they even bother, but at least it's a net, and they're on the air on weak signal sideband, so I won't complain about them. There's a new guy that came on. He's a friend of Vlad's up here. Vlad, we have a Vlad here, K6VVP in San Francisco, and he's been on checking in and out for about 2 years. And now he's got a friend that's moved in, and the friend just went south, and he told his friend and his friend apparently had a Bozo number too from somewhere, because he's 700 and something. Anyway, he's down there in DM13 somewhere way down, almost to San Diego, and he put up a nice Yagi and a rotator at about 600 or 800 watts, and he pounds in here regularly. He's real easy to work. So it just shows you if you put up a half a decent station, you can be working up here reliably, but putting up a vertical, it's just shooting yourself in the foot. Over.
Yeah, well, like I said, I was down at Benelli Bluff, and I called CQ on 200, and N6 or KN6 JIB came back to me, Ted, and seemed to be totally lost about 2 meters sideband. And so I told him, I go, got this thing called the Bozo Net, gave him the information, and he checked in that later that night, and like I said, now he's 1166. So, we do what we can.
Yeah, no, we got him. We got him that night. I don't know whether I heard him or I heard of him, but I'm pretty sure I heard his signals. Strangely enough, when somebody said that you had poked him in the ribs and got him to sign up there. So we saw that. Very good. There was something else about your trip down south, but I'd never heard you. But anyway, it would sure be good if some of the guys would get bigger stations again down there. But I know the noise, local noise, is always a problem if you're in an urban area. And then the wife doesn't want a big an antenna on the roof, and the local building permits won't give you anything past 10 feet or 20 feet or 35 feet or something. So nobody has any good arrays up anymore. But there's a guy in High Desert that pounds in here like gangbusters. You would probably even hear him on occasion, because he is so loud he takes out some of the guys in the San Joaquin here. Over.
Yeah, and I've worked him a couple times and all that, and he was the one that I used to relay to you that I checked into Southern California.
Yeah, that's right, KG6 USS, John there. Okay, very good. Dane, I'll let you go. Move on here before people go to sleep. on me here, and I got to get inside and finish up the dinner I had. Didn't quite get finished before I had to come out here. I might catch the last of the Patriot Awards as well. 73 says, see you tomorrow night. WB6JNP, K6MYC. Okay, going up to Sacramento. About KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo. KJ6KFB or KO6KD, either one, K6MYC.
KJ6KF.
KJ6KF, is that it?
No, Alpha Juliet 6, Quebec Lima. Good evening, Mike.
Oh, good evening, George. Alpha Juliet 6, Queen Lima, and I can't remember the number, George.
It's 1031, 1031, and all the best to Judy.
Well, thank you for greetings to Judy. I let her stay in the house tonight because she wanted to watch the Patriot Awards on the Fox channel. They were done originally on Fox Nation last night, Saturday, I think, and then they replayed them tonight, and that's what she's watching. Very, very exciting, good news, good people, and quite a good show. But I can't do two things at once, and unfortunately it started at 7, so I watched the first half hour. Very, very good show. Very good awards, and President Trump is going to get the award for the Patriot of the Year at the end. I don't think I'll be there to see that, but we'll see. Anyway, good to catch you here, George, and thanks very much for checking in. I haven't heard anybody else in your area, but I just came up your way. AJ6 Queen Lima, K6MYC.
Yeah, very good, Mike. Very, very good. Yeah, I won't keep you up because it's 9:15 and you still have to do Nevada, and I guess it's going to get cold where you are, right?
It's a little nippy. I think it's in the 40s.
Yeah, that's no fun. And you have to have a space heater there because you're outside the house. No, that's no fun, yeah. Yeah, so everything's all right here. My friend hasn't heard back from Chashan Towers yet, but I hope they answer someday, and then we'll get that going. Over.
Oh, on your end, a new tower?
No. It's K6NF in the Bay Area. Not for me. I cannot put up a tower because of airport restrictions. Over.
Yes. Okay. You're too close to the airport. Well, you could put up something, but you can't put it up very high. And if you do, you have to put a light on it anyway. Okay. Fine and dandy. Well, we can expect to hear K6 November Fox before too long?
Yeah, well, the whole building has to be built first, so it can be another couple of years until that happens. But I told her that she should also have a 2-meter antenna on there. Over.
Oh, yeah, she does definitely need that. Is this a relative?
No. It's a rag chew partner. I'm doing CW rag chews a lot, and she is one of the hams in our group that does CW. So, yeah, that's how we know each other. Over.
I see. Okay, very good. Alrighty. Well, thanks for checking in, George. Good to hear you. And I'll see if there's anybody else. And we're pointed pretty close to KR6MR. John, are you here tonight?
Roger, Mike, KR6MR, Bozo 759. Also, Darren's been trying to check in. I guess you didn't hear him. I have not heard Bill tonight. Over.
Yeah, I haven't had Bill for 4 days, so I think Bill's really under the weather or may not even be at home. He may be in the hospital. I would hope he's in the hospital if he's ill. So I hope he's in a good care area, but that may be why we're not hearing from him. But Darren should know that. I would think Darren would know, but Darren doesn't seem to be have close touch to Bill only by phone, and so he isn't really up to speed. Let me see if I can hear Darren. I'll check Darren in. I didn't hear him. I listened. I called him. KJ6KFB, and I didn't hear a peep. K6MYC. Go ahead, Darren.
Rough copy tonight, Mike. Kilo Juliet 6. Foxtrot Bravo 756 for the check-in. KO6KD is stuck in another QSO, so we better log him in at 776. Over?
Oh, he's on the air, but stuck on HF or something?
Yeah, he's stuck on HF QSO.
Okay, I got him logged in. At least he's home and he's functional. How's his health?
Well, he's sounding awfully chipper because he finally met up with another ham from the local area that has moved way far away. So it's all good. Maybe he'll tell you about that more.
Okay, well, maybe we'll see him in the morning on 40 meters there. Alrighty, thanks, Darren. And you're a good copy. I don't know how I missed you. I called you, but you didn't. You must not have come back before I moved I didn't even move the antenna. But maybe I had it set wrong and it went too far north for you. Thank you, and 7-3, K6MYC, and back to KR6MR. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, okay, Mike, you're kind of in the noise right now. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Go ahead.
Would you want me to go ahead with?
Oh, you were in the noise, so I guess you could copy me just fine. I have nothing else to add. We'll see you tomorrow night on 6 meters. Over.
Yes, we will. We'll look for you on 6, and while I'm pointed at you this way, I'll look for Redding and see if we can get Redding in here. The Redding was up and down last week. We had some peaks on them that they were just bodacious. They were like in the room with us. And then they went right down to nothing. So the QSB on that path to Redding is phenomenally huge. 7-3, John, thanks for sticking around. We got a little bit late talking about weather stations here down the rotation a little bit here. Let's see, Redding, KD6SW, KD6 sugar water or Scotch whiskey, kilowatt 6 Mike. Charlie, how about it, Rich?
410.
Good evening,
Golf
this is
Bozo Net
shortwave, number 145 here in Redding, over.
Got you 145, and a very nice signal, too. And I hear 410 in here. Hang on, Russ. And I hear 884 also. Hang on, Phil. Let me, while I'm pointed toward Redding, let's see if we got a peek on you, Jerry, and see if Jerry's in there. KO6HS, Kilo Oscar 6, Hotel Sugar, K6MYC.
Roger, KO6HS, 230, 230, we got you here. Good signal, and propagation's holding up so far, over.
Well, Q3, but we got you, Jerry. Readability 3 on that one, but we have your 230 all okay. And maybe it'll come up. I didn't try peaking the antenna on you. Maybe I could get a little bit more out if I wiggle the antenna back and forth, but it's usually not too critical on you guys that far away. Hi. Anyway, good evening to you. Hopefully you had a good weekend, Jerry. I'll shoot it back to you, and then you can turn it up to Rich for his final. KO6HS, K6MYC, over.
Roger, yeah, took a little bit of a dive there, took a bit of a fade, but looks like it's coming back up for us here, so not we had the other night, but that'll work, we'll take it.
KD6SW did a little yard cleaning out the past today, so got some work done at least today. It's been a nice day, and I can't complain about the weather so far. KD6 shopping wet.
Okay, we got you. KD6 shopping wet. KO6HS, K6MYC. Yeah, well, I guess for us, we have no rain in the forecast until Saturday, which is going to be a Christmas weekend for us. We're going to have a little Christmas gathering here next weekend. So, unfortunately, it looks like we have a 60% chance of rain. But if it continues on the percentage, when it says 60%, it's usually a 1% chance that it actually happens. Well, then we're probably not going to get any rain anyway. There's still no rain here in between those times. Temperature's running about 60. Not high, but reasonable. Good evening to you, Rich, and we'll look for you tomorrow. We'll look for you tomorrow on 6 meters. Look for you on 6 meters tomorrow. 73 is probably about 8:30, 8:15 to 8:30 for you tomorrow on 6. Over. Well, maybe we faded out. Between 8:30 and 8:15 and 8:30 for you. 8:15 and 8:30 there. KO6KD, I'm sorry, KD6SW, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, K6MYC. 73 Rich, 73 Jerry.
All right, 73 Mike.
Okay, anybody else in the Bay Area? Bay Area. I'm the Bay Area. What's the matter with me? This is Sacramento direction. Sacramento. Oh, KW6T. Go ahead, Russ.
Hey, Mike. Good evening, and good evening to the whole Bozo group out there. Oh, very good. Nothing major going on. I was playing AM a little earlier on 40 meters, and actually, and all the noise, and I actually pulled out a station in New Jersey. Kind of surprised at that, but anyway, probably not a big deal on sideband. But anyway, other than that, nothing really going on. Just wanted to say hello.
Well, hello back. And I hope you had a good weekend. Find on the, what are you doing piddling around with AM?
Oh gosh, I probably got probably 1,500 pounds of AM stuff. That's where I spend most of my time now. I decided to get back into AM a couple of years ago, and started running some old Johnson Valiant and Johnson Viking 500, and oh gosh, some Collins gear, and just that sort of thing. So kind of playing with that, and my room is filled up with stuff like that now, and my VHF is just over on a little desk in the corner.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're having fun with it. That's the main thing. Good deal on the AM. Yeah, I had a Johnson Viking, Johnson Ranger, but I think it made 50 watts. When I was a novice, I got it just after I got my general ticket. And I put out 50 watts on AM, and I worked all over the place with that thing. Even didn't know what an amplifier was, but they had gangbusters audio, at least in the Ranger, and I think the Valiant was pretty much the same way. They did really, really good audio on those AM stations, on those AM radios. There you go. 73's, Russ, thanks for calling in, and continue on with the old-time radio. KW6T, K6MYC.
73, Mike, KW6T.
Okay, and up to you, Phil. And hopefully you had a good day at church and then the following Christmas party. WB6GGY, K6MYC.
Yeah, we had a great time. And we are barometric pressure is 30.12 and going up. Go ahead. Over.
We're 30.0 right now from here, I think, is best I can read it. Anyway, very good. Fine on your wonderful day there. I'm glad it was successful. Do you think Greg is in here tonight? Greg, are you here, WA6HNA? Okay, we don't hear Greg. I didn't want to leave him out if he was going to check in. Anyway, very good, Phil, and I'm glad your day worked out well for you. That sounds great. We'll talk to you more about it perhaps tomorrow on 40 meters there. I think Bill's okay. Somebody said he's on here and he's okay, but he's working an old friend on HF right now. So that's why he isn't on here. But apparently, Darren said he sounds pretty chipper, so he might be okay health-wise. That's good. 73's, Phil, and get back to it. I'll check and see if there's anybody else in this direction before I go to Nevada, and then we'll be done for the night. I will go back to the Bay Area for late checks and missed. We missed several key people in the Bay Area. WB6GGY for your final. Good evening to you, and K6MYC.
Very good. Yeah, Greg's got a brand new puppy that chews on everything, including Greg. WB6GGY 73. Look for you in the morning.
Hopefully it doesn't chew his feed line in half.
I'll second that. 73, my friend.
73. Anybody else before we go to Nevada? K6MYC, Bozo Net. Okay, very quiet. We're going to Nevada.
And Trump just got the award on Fox.
I knew it was toward the end of the show. I guess I missed it. We didn't get it done in time here. Maybe I'll see a replay of that, but I heard parts of his award from yesterday already, so no biggie. I'm glad he got that. But that was a very good show, by the way.
Roger.
All righty. Talk to you tomorrow.
Golf, WB6GGY, clear.
Okay. Keywords out one last time before I go to Nevada. Okay, nothing heard in Nevada. How about N7 Whiskey Tango? N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC. I'll be darned. Something's locking me out here. Maybe everything's off by 10 degrees or so. Anyway, N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango. Larry, are you there? K6MYC, calling and listening. No, Daniel isn't there. How about K7 Sugar Uniform November? Stan, are you there? K7SUN, K6MYC. Okay, got too close to 9 o'clock, I think. Larry went to bed. N7WT, last call. Richard's still in Utah, K6MYC. Okay, nothing heard. Going back to the Bay Area then.
KB6WSC 775.
Well, that was timed perfectly, and you're very loud. KB6WFC. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, Mike.
What's new there in Daly City? You have sun today?
Let's see, the 49ers won today. That's something new. The skies are clear and it's cool. It's I don't know what temperature is, but it's probably in the 50s.
Yeah, well, it wasn't much over that here today. 50, 60. I think we got into the 60, but not. No, we probably didn't even make 60. It was supposed to, but the sun never came out here. We had this misty, overcast. Humidity was 79%, so it was pretty wet out.
Oh, well, it was 64 degrees and sunny in Grass Valley. I was there earlier today.
Much nicer weather there. Yeah, in Oakley, where N6RO is, he said it was 68 there today, so quite a difference. It's nice when you have sun and no fog.
Roger. Otherwise, I have nothing new to report, but thanks for swinging back around.
Yeah, boy, you're loud. You're like in the shack with me. I don't think I've ever heard you any better.
I don't know. It must be conditions. Nothing changed here.
Yeah, no, I understand. It was funny the other night on, I guess it was 432 or 1296. You were in and out. Kept losing you. But we did get you checked in, so there you are. All right, good to have you. Thanks for the late check-in here, and we'll see if there's any others. We're missing WA6AXX, K6KLY, maybe 2 or 3 others. Some others, I should be bringing the call signs up, and I'm I'm struggling not bringing him up. Gary threw a loop for me tonight. Normally he checks in at this time, WB6WNI, but he checked in early, so I can't complain. And Vlad isn't here, K6VBP up near you there. Anyway, 7-3, Mike, take care. KB6 Whiskey, Foxtrot Charlie, Daly City, K6MYC.
Roger, Roger, K6MYC, KB6WFC. Good evening, 73.
Yeah, see you on 6 tomorrow.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Yeah, I thought I'd give you a call, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my audio characteristics here. You don't have to comment on it. I'm just going to listen to it on the live stream. It's one thing when you try to listen to it on another radio in your ham shack, but to hear how it sounds as it comes through somebody else's receiver, that's one of the things the live stream is really good for. It's well, it's good for a lot of things, but that feature in particular is good for adjusting your transmitter's audio. I'm using an IC905 here, and the microphone they supply with it is not as good sounding as the one that's on the 9700 or the IC7300. So you have to really play with the audio settings to figure out where to leave it. Anyway, that's enough chatter. Won't hold you up anymore, and we'll see you tomorrow on 222 K6MYC W6PQL.
Yeah, at the beginning you were kind of a little bit of QSB up and down, but toward the end you should get a good idea of what it sounds like. It's very nice. Clean, crisp, punchy, as good as I've heard you. So you got a good adjustment there.
Okay, thanks very much.
You betcha. Now, I kind of wish we could figure out what's happened to Ed up there. He seemed to like lost interest and may be related to political events, but I hope not. We got to separate ham radio from that stuff and continue to have fun and do things on weak signal here. WA6AXX, K6MYC. Are you in here tonight, Ed? Okay, no Ed. Sometimes Sunday night he goes into the Bay Area for a symphony or a concert or something, so that may be where he is. Anybody else in the Bay Area before we pull the cork? K6MYC. Okay, I'm going to go down and listen for... I'm looking at... Wait a minute here.
Looking for Eddie, Mike?
Well, no, I was looking for... I was looking for WA6K in Gilroy, and I was looking for AF6 United, both in the same direction. Now I can't read my readout. Well, there we are. WA6 Kilo, what the hell's this call? What's Kevin's call there in Gilroy? I got a mental blank, Rob.
Let me look it up.
Oh, that's all right. KFB, no, it isn't KFB. WA6 JKN. WA6 JKN, K6MYC. AF6 United, K6MYC.
Hey, Mike, WA6JKN is in Texas.
Oh, there you are, WA6JKN. Good evening, Kevin. And good to hear you. I can't remember your number, over. Give me your Bozo number, Kevin.
Hey, Mike, this is KW6T. No, Kevin is in Texas right now.
You're in Texas right now? Is that what you said, Kevin?
Negative. This is Russ. This is Bozo 410. I'm just saying Kevin is in Texas at the moment.
Oh, well, you're going to have a hard time hearing him. Thanks for that, Russ. Yeah, you're a little weaker off the backside, so no worries. Thanks for the information there, Russ. KW6T, K6MYC, 7-3, and we'll see you Wednesday.
See you then, Mike.
Okay, let's go to Porterville, Rob.
Roger, heading that way. I was there, but I came back because I thought you were talking to Kevin there. The guy we were talking about over in Santa Barbara, I think it was Ken, N6KTH.
That's it. Should remember that. Kenneth is KTH. Kenneth, just leave out some letters.
KE6BK, Eddie, on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net. KE6BK, this is KM6SRR with K6MYC. Standing by. KE6BK. I'm not hearing him, Mike.
I don't hear him either, strangely enough. Anybody else down south before we close the net? Good evening to you, Aaron, with Brittany in the background. 7-3, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. I know I won't hear you on 222, I don't think, unless you surprise me. I think they still got your transverter at Q5 signal in Florida there. Hey, K6USY in the group, K6MYC.
Yep, yeah, that's exactly right. I should have the antenna up on the roof here in probably a week and a half when I got time here. But so we'll get that up on the roof, and then yeah, transverter's on its way. So the order is in. So you know they do a typical like 4 to 6 week lead time. So I figured, okay, well January's 4 weeks away now. Get the order in.
Yeah, there you go. Good.
Hey, Aaron, I got a solution for you. You can come over and use my 220 setup, but I need you to take care of the cats,
right. If you live next door, it'd be a little different.
Roger on that. Hey, Mike, I almost forgot to mention to you, I'm going with Candy over to a retreat she has in Solvang, so we'll be gone tomorrow morning through Wednesday afternoon. Hopefully I'll make it for the Wednesday net. Over.
Okay, good to pass that on to me. No, won't see you on 222, won't see you on 6 meters, won't see you on 1296, and you said you might be back Wednesday?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It might be later, so I'm not real sure. But I got a lot of catching up to do. I have to listen to streams. Hopefully they all go good.
Yeah, you'll have to do some stream listening, no question. You can do that on the road, though, can't you?
Yeah, I guess I could. I don't know what computer I would take that I can hear good on. I've got 2 Windows 7 ones, which aren't that hot for checking in somewhere like that without any protection. And I haven't got my new one going yet.
Yeah, okay. Need a little laptop.
Yeah, that's what they are. You know, I might be able to get my wife's extra laptop. Maybe we could do that.
Maybe she's got one that she could haul, yeah. All right, listen, I'm out of here. Good evening to all. And pleasant net tonight. I did keep my feet warm with the heater. Didn't have to fight Judy over the heater. I'm kidding. We put it between us, and it seems to service both of our feet fine. And the shack's warmed up a little bit, too. Good night, all, and we'll see you, whoever we see, we'll see you tomorrow night on 6 or 2 or 220 or something. K6MYC, Bozo 47, and Delta Mike 07 will be off and clear.
Okay, Mike, I got 38, but you'll probably have to just look at my list.
Well, you were here the whole time. I can't imagine we'd be off by more than one.
Yeah, I was trying to keep a close monitor and still checking the old-time radio there over on the 10-meter.
Yeah, we got quite a few, but I don't think we broke any records here. 10, 20, maybe 30, maybe 35.
Yeah, I had 38.
38, could be. Yeah, very possibly could have 38. I'm just eyeballing the size of the columns. Thanks for not making me count it.
No problem. I'm always there to help,
Thank you, helper. Boy, you just pretty well did the deal on my wood piles out there. I'm really happy with how many wood pieces you got in the truck somehow on those 2 piles out by the horse hangers. What do they call those? Hitching posts. Yeah, you did good on there.
Yeah, I only took some off the one out towards the field there, away from the barn. The other one, that's the same height that it was.
Yeah, there wasn't that much, and the one that I had underneath the tarp, I didn't realize it when I had it there, but it had that potting bucket underneath it, and it looked like it was a lot more wood than really was there.
Yep, but it's all appreciated, and I imagine your ears are giving you good rings because we've been thinking about you there. Nice and warm over here.
Oh, yeah, they've been ringing all day. Thanks, Rob. I had a hard time starting mine today. I took the ashes out this morning and come in tonight, and it fought me. It did not want to warm up and start, but I finally got it. See ya. Have a good time in Solvang, and we'll see you maybe Wednesday, Thursday for sure. KM6SRR, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, K6MYC, KM6SR73. And good night, Aaron, K6USY, KM6SRR.
Alrighty, good night, guys. We'll catch you on 6 meters tomorrow night. K6USY, DMO6.